Welcome to part B of episode 2 of Slept On by Spotify. We're about to watch Low Poly work on a brand new track from scratch, and I gave you a preview of that in the first video, part A, where I interviewed him, and unfortunately we ran into a lot of technical issues trying to get his MacBook to stream audio to me, so it took us a couple missed shots before we said, come on over to my place because you're in Brooklyn and we can do a mask on session to keep it safe. Before we get into it, be sure to check out all of Jack's socials. He is at Low Poly Sound pretty much everywhere: Instagram, Twitter. Support him on Bandcamp, PayPal. I'll leave all of his socials in the description. And if you're very curious about the full-length 2.5-hour session that I did with Jack, you can check that out on my Patreon, where every episode we are uploading the full unedited technical sessions. Please ignore the fact that I have my tiny microphone here hanging off of my mask. I just wanted to make sure we had both sources of audio for each of our voices. In any case, let's get into it.
So I'm gonna try and emulate some of those square wave tones from those songs. I don't know if I can, but I guess let's see if let's try. So I think I like to start with drums and bass.
Yeah.
And I think if you've got good drums and good bass, you've got the bedrock of a really good song already. So that's kind of where my head's at when I start something. This Angels pack I got the other day, I'm really liking. Also shout out Max Stramp for incredible organizational tutorial. He taught me how to organize my shit a long time ago, all my samples, and it really changed my life. He just did a video on his thing. Yeah, I really can't recommend it enough. It will make everything so much easier forever.
It's just like, it's funny because it's one of those boring things that you don't want to have to do. But as soon as you accept the fact that you'll save yourself, 30 minutes every session or whatever, like it adds up
100%
in the long run.
Let's make a clap on 4 tune, because that I don't know, I'm just feeling it lately. So maybe a drum pattern like speed it up a little bit maybe. Oh man, I feel like this is like the number one. This has got to be like one of the most downloaded packs on Splice, but those Kara vocals are so good. So let's see, is this? Let's do a longer Reese, actually. Keep this guy. This is a rack I made ages ago.
That's the real pro tip, is literally just make your life easier in future sessions.
Yeah, racks go crazy. Use racks. Use racks. There we go.
These are great.
Yeah, this sample pack is so colorful. I love all that stuff. There's kind of like a woody texture I go for with a lot of my snares. See if that works. Yeah, that's nice. That's got a little more crunch to it.
It's got like an interesting flam.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a big fan of like sends and returns, which I think a lot of like new age producers don't use quite as much, but I think they're just like such a good workflow tool for things like reverb and some effects, especially with like all your drums. I'm gonna want them to have a lot of or similar reverb on all of them, but I'm not. You can just send them to a return. I see everyone like slapping big buses on their drums, and I don't know if that's the right. I mean, I don't know. That's just my process.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir. Beginning producers also just don't really understand why velocity finessing is really important for drums.
Yeah, for real.
And like the length of the sample itself, and just understanding exactly how it affects the groove.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, I don't know. It's such a finicky thing.
That's why Ableton and Logic, all these guys all the DAWs have percentages of quantization.
Yeah.
Because you can play it in, get the velocity decent, the length, the note length, and then
I mean, like on the subject, you can already see I've got my velocity, or I opened up my velocity shortcut, and it was already at 42%. That's usually about how much I quantize.
You might just appreciate. And now that I'm walking around with this mic, this seems like an even more genius idea.
Oh, you've got the. Ooh. Oh, look at this.
So, got one of these.
This thing sounds great too.
This is all banana. If you want some of that.
But let's try some operator and see what we can. Yeah, I love using delays for sound design.
Yeah, it's still underrated as a technique, honestly. How often will you bounce out like an automated sample and then resample it? Like, 'cause like for this delay automation, for instance, you can get like a crazy effect there and then just use that as an audio snippet.
Not as often as a lot of other people do. I would say I do that infrequently. It's not like one of my go-to things, honestly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get like, usually I'll do it when there's some sort of weird automation thing that I can't quite replicate without doing it in by hand. And if that's the case, then I'll just set up a resampling chain and do it like that. But if I can keep complete control over everything, I would rather do that. If you keep wanting to, if you're wanting to change things arbitrarily early on, I think that's a pretty crucial sign that actually this isn't that good of a song and you need to go fix something. So you got to kind of be aware of if you're in that sweet spot of like, is my judgment right now, or have I been working on this too long, or are my ears fatigued, or am I just sick of this sound, or what's up? And that sweet spot is most of the process for me. I try and get things finished as quickly as possible. Okay, so now I will do that because I've totally fucked up the timing on accident, and this is now a sound outside of my control.
Right. Well, this is one that would benefit from you being able to like inspect the sample, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I need to get that in sampler if I want to use it.
Right.
But I'm gonna keep a copy of the original patch. Get this a little faster. It really screws up all those bass tones, so I'm gonna pull them out. Usually when I'm doing sound design heavy stuff, I'll bounce back and forth between like sound design and composition. So I'll be like, okay, this sound is okay. Let's go work on fleshing out the arrangement or working on an intro or something. I'll do that a little bit, and then something will catch my ear, and I'll be like, okay, let's see if we can go back, polish that sound up a little bit more. And it's really only towards the end of the writing process that I'm really satisfied with my sound design. Because I'm not unhappy with this sound, but definitely gonna morph a lot and maybe even get replaced throughout the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's so much impressive like wavetable generation and stuff. You know, you watch Virtual Riot and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How?
It turns into an arms race at some point.
It is an arms race. But then it's like Return to Monk, just like like that's how I feel. I'm just like, you know, Sawtooth still pulling weight for me.
Return to Sawtooth.
Return to Saw.
What we need there is like a. If we could.
Now rewind this.
This guy. Oh, I love the sound. It's always a little weird to have your workflow documented so closely because I don't think anything really starts out that good for anyone, except maybe like if you're making animals and it's like a sub bass and a little. I like that kind of hollow sound. I really like when you just like feed two sine waves into a distortion and how they kind of like bounce off each other and what the kind of tones that come out.
You seen that dog on TikTok? The Awa Awa dog?
No. Ow ow dog?
Hey Pudgy, can I get an hour for the gravy train?
I think he's just bugging because he knows he's about to get his diapers put on, so let me put his diaper on and then I'll re-ask him.
Yo, diaper boy, can I get an hour for the gravy train? This is a...
I mean, you could fuck it up and lower the octave.
Yeah, I kind of want it like right here.
I'm just saying, man. Put Pudgy Woke in this song and you know it's gonna pop off.
I will not right now, although I like the idea. I don't want to go through the YouTube to MP3 process.
Okay.
Let's try those rap vocals.
Bitches on my dick, cause they know this shit is thick. For the niggas get. I told you, don't fuck.
Oh yeah, straight up out of folks on the.
All these sound like that. I don't know. I always get self-conscious about that. Like I am not like a intimidating guy. So like all those like ultra dark rap vocals are just like extremely heavy and it's like maybe that's not my personal energy. I don't know. I will steal Willie's shit.
Willie!
Yeah, Willie!
Willie,
Shout
if
out
you're
Willie.
watching this,
Shout out Willie.
come on the show, man. I'll pay whatever price. Just kidding. Everyone gets the same price.
I pitched this down?
You'd be really good.
That sounds
Oh!
that sounds 10 times better than I expected.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
I guess that's because it's his natural voice at this point, basically. Maybe just like down a little bit. What is it? RC20, that's what I want.
Ah, it's time.
Yeah. Get that. Ooh, that already. Yeah, fuck it. I think that's all we need. I'm just goofing at this point, but
I know, dude. Have fun with it, man. It's kind of it's a bop.
It works on it does work. Yeah, I use Willie's vocals in everything. I use his sample packs tons and tons and tons just for the vocals.
Couldn't possibly fathom how to make a sound like that.
Those neuro guys are just on another planet.
This is a lesson to all producers to hit save every time you do anything ever.
Yeah, there's really no excuse. It's, just make it muscle memory. Just command S, command S, command S. Every 5 moves or whatever.
Are we back?
It looks like we're back. Yeah, that feels right. Okay, I think I'm at the point where I need to step away from this for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm back. It's been 6 or 7 hours since our earlier session. I stepped away from the project file for a little bit. I found some sounds I liked better with a clear head, and I wanted to give you a quick overview of where everything ended up at the end of the day.